Hello, welcome back. Welcome to Taking a New Approach channel. If you already don't know, if you know already, then welcome back. If you don't know, welcome for your first time coming to this channel. It is a reason why you're here. It's no coincidence that you have landed on my channel. There might be a message in here for you, and the universe has you here for a reason. Now, if you're not listening to this as it's being posted up on the day that it will be, then whenever it reaches you, that is when you are supposed to see it. There are no timelines in the spiritual realm, as we all know this, okay? Welcome to the channel again. And basically today I wanted to talk about doubt, okay? And for those people, before I talk about doubt, for those people who haven't been to my channel, basically my channel is about helping people become better people along the process of manifesting whatever your dreams are, okay? So that's really my biggest goal, all right? So you can go back and look at some of my other videos and kind of hear more of what I talk about. It's going to be kind of just all over the place in terms of different things that I'm going through, that I see, that I have knowledge on, books I might read. I might come and do a show on, you know, something I read and how that works in terms for me and my life and things of that nature, okay? Because I will tell you this, you can use the law of attraction for whatever you want, and you don't have to be a good person. So when you see bad people like, oh, how do they get $1 billion and they are so mean and fighting wars and all that? Because the law of attraction is not biased. It is what it is. The worst horrible crime, the law of attraction see it as it is what it is. All right? But I'll tell you this, a lot of people who end up just knowing how to use the techniques don't always necessarily get the satisfaction that we're looking for when they do get the things they get. It's like what Will Smith said. Will Smith said that he worked his tail off to get a Bentley. He wanted the Bentley car. So when he finally got on Fresh Prince and made money, he got the car, but it wasn't like what he thought it would be. Right? And that was because he wasn't ready to be ready for it. And he wasn't making sure that inside he had everything he needed so that when he did get it, it was that satisfaction. It was that appreciation, right? And that's my goal. I want to make sure that we are better people in this world, that we are satisfied and appreciating and have gratitude on our journeys to get to where we want to go, okay? So that's what I do. So today's lesson, or today's topic at least, is going to be about basically doubt. And what is it? How does it creep? How does it stop our manifestations? You know, and what are some things that we could kind of do with it? Now, I'm in the process of manifesting things just probably like you are, right? Now, you might be further advanced than me, or you might not be, right? But my goal is to help those who resonates with this, or remind those who, you know, have more knowledge. You know, sometimes we just need a reminder. There's nothing wrong with that. But I woke up today, guys and ladies, and someone just told me, hey, you should record. Just get to recording, right? And I thought about it. I was like, what could I talk about? So my last show that I just did, or my last recording, was about manifesting a specific person, right? And I told you, you could go back and look at it. I won't go through all of it, but I basically reached out to the person that I was, you know, trying to manifest, to shoot my shot, as they say, right? And it didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but it's all right, right? Like, I felt those emotions and things of that nature, and it has, like, literally today I feel absolutely fantastic. And honestly, it just made me even want to record more, go inward more, and things of that nature. And so the reason why is like doubt, because now I'm like, well, should I have been trying to manifest that person? Like, that thought popped in my head. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie and act like I have it all together. Because sometimes we're on YouTube, we see all these different people, and we're like, But yeah, that works for you. But how does that work for me? Like, and they always make it seem like they just have it all put together. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't begrudge anyone for that. But it would be nice to, see someone talk about their ups and downs and still trying to manifest things, not in their process of manifesting things, not just, oh, I did this and now I have this lovely life, right? Like, that's cool, but show me I like the nitty gritty. I need to know, I need to see, right? And that's where doubt comes in, right? Is where now you have to rely on some of your experiences and self-talk, right? So today I'm going to talk about that and just kind of my process with the doubt yesterday, and just any type of doubt that I've kind of experienced and kind of what I've done to help myself, right? Because sometimes it could feel like when everything is falling apart, it usually means it's falling together. It's going to be a beautiful setup. So don't ever, if you're feeling doubt right now, or you have in the past, or if you feel it in the future, don't beat up on yourself. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to say. Don't beat up on yourself. Right? Don't feel like if you're trying to manifest a specific, I don't know why I can't say that right now. It's early in the morning. If you're trying to manifest that person, if you're trying to manifest that house or that car, that job, right? Don't beat up on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. That has been a message that has been really resonating with me recently. And it's self-love. Like, you're going to hear me mention self-love like 10,000 times during this podcast and during all my shows, because it really it comes down to it. And in my little journey of doing this, I've seen some pretty cool things happen for me when I have just let go and started to love myself and be gentle with myself. And I'm going to give you a story on how I've handled doubt, right? And other examples to help you guys grow and see that, okay, maybe that's what I need to try, being gentle with myself. Maybe I need to do this or that. Okay. So one story that I have, because I was listening to another YouTuber, and I just realized, like, I have so much to be thankful for. And I thank the universe all the time. Gratitude, my gratitude list. I look in the mirror and say thank you. I love myself. I say thank you all the time. When I find a penny on the ground, I thank the universe for the reminder of abundance that flows into my life, and I get really excited about it. And it just made me have to, sit back and reflect sometimes. And when doubt comes in, you have to reflect sometimes on what's really going on. Is it your ego mind getting in the way, saying that you needed to have it by this time? Or, what is it doing? Because when that thought pops in your head, you should be asking yourself, is this something that's nourishing my soul, or is this something that is taking from my soul? Like, how does it make me feel? Because if it's making you feel bad, then it's probably a thought you need to let go. And that's where, if you allow that thought to just sit there and fester, then that's when fear and doubt comes in. All right? And I had to learn that too, because in the beginning of my little journey, I had to really learn how to not fear. Even now, I'm learning how to not have doubt about situations, right? So now, one story I could give you for sure that it was pretty cool, and it's how I manifested my current job now. Now, I love my current job that I work at. Not every aspect of it, but I love what we do. We sell vacation packages, and it's pretty cool to see average working American families actually able to afford to now travel around the world at not big expenses, right? And so that's a cool thing that I like about it. Now, the work environment, it has gotten better, but that's because I've gotten better inside, right? And it was a reflection of who I was. But as I started to change, as I started to become more of a leader and start to, no matter what was around me, start to still walk in my power that I have and that you have, things slowly start to change. People start to find other jobs who was toxic. People got fired. People are starting to take on the more positive approach and look and say positive things. And it was just me constantly working. Now, I doubted that things would change. But when I really look at it right now, everything has changed. I have someone who's in the office, a coworker who's in the office that is like super supportive of this and what I've done. I don't think I would have done this YouTube if it wasn't for that person, because they showed me who I was. I was still just like, oh, well, I don't know, because, I look at the other YouTubers and they're way older than me and they look like they have done this for way long, and I don't really know if I have enough knowledge. But every time I talk to someone, they always was say, hey, your advice is soothing, or you know what, you're just like on something else. Like, you're not just the average person. And when I started to really realize that was the universe giving me tips and saying, hey, don't doubt it, just go for it. So now as I'm recording this, I just think about that, just how I just decided to say, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So when you have doubt, sometimes action is the best thing that you can possibly do, okay? Action is the best thing that you could possibly do. Sorry, I'm recording. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it was some noise in the background. Sorry about that. So, how I manifested this job. Well, at the time, I didn't have a job at all, okay? And basically the whole year, I was basically struggling, right? Going through this journey, trying to manifest the job out of nothing, and I was growing, but I was still going through, having negative mindsets, in terms of just, oh, this is not working, but then I'll be good. I got to go to nature a lot. I went to the park a lot. So it was exactly what I needed at that time to get to this point. So I didn't need to work during that time. I could have, but I chose not to. And it was the greatest lesson that I ever learned, because I literally was living off the universe. There was times where I didn't have any money and I didn't know what I was going to eat. But I built a relationship with my next door neighbor at the time. And for some reason, when it was just days where I was just hungry and like basically about to go to sleep with no food, he would just knock on my door and say, hey, bro. Or, hey, Wody. Because my neighbor is from Houston, so he was just giving you exactly how he talks. Hey, Wody, you want something to eat? My wife got all this food down here. That's exactly how he talked. And I had to learn how to start to accept, because when I grew up, my family always told me, don't accept stuff. And it doesn't mean, it was just always kind of like, you don't want to seem like you're begging or you need help. But that's another thing that some of you might be slowing down your manifestation, is that you don't know how to receive. You don't know how to allow. So that's something that can help your doubt, is learning how to allow and receive things, because the universe is trying to give you things, and it's giving you little small things, like people giving you a ride, people giving you help in picking up something, people letting you cut in line. All those things are the universe kind of trying to train you to receive, so then when you get to that point of what you want, you can allow it in. So I had to learn how to allow, right, and receive it. So as I was learning all that, I finally got to the point where I needed to find a job, because rent was due, and if I didn't pay rent, I was going to be out on the street. I already lost one apartment because I went on this journey of being an entrepreneur and things of that nature, which was beautiful because I still got to learn so much about myself. All right. And as I was on Craigslist looking for jobs and applying to sales jobs and different things of that nature, because I did work throughout the year. Like, I did some door knocking and stuff like that, but I just got tired of it because the environment was toxic and it really wasn't paying well like I wanted it to and stuff like that. However, I was looking for this job, right? And something just told me to just, you know, trust. Just trust. Let it go. And I let it go. I can remember it still to this day. I was sitting on the couch in my neighbor's apartment downstairs from me. We're watching television, and I'm looking for jobs. And I said, you know what? The universe got me. So I'm just gonna leave it up to the universe. And that's when I finally surrendered. I kid you not. Because I was doubting. I'm like, man, ain't no car. But I told myself, nope, we're not gonna think that way. Something's gonna happen. The universe got my back. The universe is always looking out for me. Everything is happening for me, not to me. So I kept constantly with that self-talk, because self-talk is your biggest ally. It will either make you or break you. It is 90% of anything in this world. It's the 90% of success. If people don't believe that they can do anything, then they will never go out to do it. The action, anybody can go and read scripts for a movie. Anybody can go and do the mechanical work, the technical work of something if given the right teachers and stuff like that. But self-talk is what pushes you forward. That's what makes you a success. It's what makes you appreciate the roadblocks and the obstacles and make you become stronger and better. So I kept telling myself, you know what, the universe got me. I'm not even going to worry about it. I sent it out there. It'll be okay. Like I said, I kid you not, 30 minutes later, I get a call. I get a call from my current boss. Won't say his name. But he called me. He said, hey, I saw your information. Could you come in today? Now, of course, I'm at that time like, oh, whoa, like this dude want to hire me. Like, and so I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to come in. I just didn't want to get on the bus and go and try to do all that. So I told him, can I come in tomorrow? He said, sure, not a problem. Meet me here. I go the next day. They sent me to the wrong address, by the way. They sent me way out the way. It was way closer to me than they sent me to. And then on top of that, when I got there, the guy met me. He heard me do my little pitch that I used to do at the door for selling energy at the door. He was like, okay, I got you. And he saw how much I was I really just needed the job. I met some of the people. They seemed nice. I got there the next day. He gave me a deal. We made a deal. He gave it to me. It was just like, boom. Okay, I could work here. They seem nice. Now, mind you, this is where I needed to be, right? Like, this is where I needed to be. It's along the process, because being in this work environment has been the greatest thing that happened to me, because now I could take anything now. I'm invincible now. Like, I really feel that way. And that's what doubt will do. Doubt will make you have to step up your game. It pushes you forward. So don't look at doubt as something negative, right? Like, I read a book by this guy called Osho, O-S-H-O, right? And he talked about how, like, you can't have pleasure without pain, because pain creates the pleasure. Pain creates you going higher. Pain gets you to where you want to be. It's like, basically, if you have the pain of not getting that person to respond to you, then it makes you have to go and give yourself more self-love. And self-love only strengthens you. It doesn't weaken you. It strengthens you, so to the point that the next person who does see your self-love, because once you have self-love radiating from you, you can manifest anything you want, because your happiness will always be based off of you. The house will never give you true happiness. The car will never give you true happiness. Like, I'm so thankful that I had all the past contrast, as Abraham Hicks has said, in my life, in the doubts, because the doubts have made me stronger. The contrast is what makes you stronger. Think about it. If you, like, one of the most valuable things that you can have in this planet, in terms of the society that we live, is a diamond ring, right? A diamond. A really great diamond. It's very valuable, right? We can all say that. Well, the diamond didn't become this status symbol and this value. And we're not talking about the history of how they made it symbolize love. I'm just talking about in terms of the value of it, right? And most people would take a diamond if it was just given to them, right? It didn't get its value until it went under pressure, because it was just coal. No one wants coal. We have the thing like you either go, Santa go give you coal in your stockings if you were bad, right? So coal is not something that we look at as something great. But when it was put under pressure and it went under that pressure, it became something so great. And now it's so, like, most people don't have it. Most people want it. People are killing over it. It's so fantastic, right? And the whole reason I'm saying that is that that is what doubt is. That is what contrast is. It's that pressure to make you so great. And so what you have to do with doubt is that you have to get your self-talk right, right? You have to start to invest in your self-love, right? You cannot just focus on, oh, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, right? Every day you should invest in something. I have these, let me see where it is, because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. It's I have these little cards, right? It's a deck of cards of affirmations, and it's called How to Love Yourself cards, right? And it's by Louise Hay. And these things are awesome, right? And I sometimes just shuffle it, ask Spirit to talk to me, and I usually like one to drop out or pop out that's look different than the rest. And I'm telling you, a lot of times it's spot on. And I just kind of marinate with that message throughout the day and like really say it, repeat it. Some things that I do is mindfulness as well. Like, mindfulness solves a lot of problems, because doubt is nothing but you either being in the future or you being in the past. When you're present, you don't have to doubt. Like right now, like I can either freak out about all the things that I desire and they're not physically in my life right now, or I could just be in the present. And one way to get over doubt is to ask yourself, is everything collapsing right now in this moment, not tomorrow, not Thursday, not next year. Is that problem, is everything all right with you in this moment as you're standing where you're standing or sitting or driving? If you could say no, everything is all right, then everything is okay. Because the only thing that matters is now. Like, remember, time is just a construct. That's a man-made construct for this dimension. If you want to get into more of that, you can go and find other people online, books and everything. And I'll get into those things as well. And I didn't know that when I first started. So if you're a newbie to this stuff, don't worry about it. That's another thing. If you're new to this or you still have doubt after years because you've just been, constantly figuring out what doesn't work, versus what is working, which is amazing in itself, right? Then don't worry where other people are. Like, I might be talking and you're like, well, I don't know this, that, and don't worry. You are where you are, and you're perfect at where you are. That's something that I'm still dealing with, because I hear someone and I'm like, oh man, I'm not doing that yet, or that didn't happen yet, and you like feel like you're not getting it right. But don't feel like you're not getting it right. Like, this is to help you along your journey, and you're perfectly where you are. You need to be. Like, you don't need to be anywhere else than where you are right now, whether that's listening to me or eventually listening to me whenever you receive this message. Okay? Because doubt only limits you, right? Doubt limits you if you allow it to. But if you take it and embrace it and cherish it, it's kind of where Abraham gets to talking about the 5 steps of manifesting, right? Like, first you ask, the second the universe does its part to make it, to inspire it to happen. The third part is you go out and you keep living, you get better at manifesting and being positive and being in the receiving mode, which is all your happy emotions. And the fourth step is where, is it 5 steps or 4? I think 4 is learning to be in the world and have contrast and still work with it, right? And 5 is just kind of like mastering it, like you appreciate it, right? Like 4, you kind of wobbly with it. You don't really have it yet. Like contrast still kind of annoys you, but 5 is where you're like, you know what? Bring it on. Like every time they say no, I want to get excited. You know, like every time I get a roadblock, yes, there's something here. This is growth right now, you know. And it takes people a long time. And like she says, you never get it all done. You never get it all right. You never, you know, so don't panic when you have a moment down. Like that's how I was yesterday. Like after, I didn't get the message that I wanted per se, right? I desired. It was still loving. And I had to really look at it and say, like, if you say you love who you say you love unconditionally, or you say you're unconditional in your mindset, then no matter what, you should stay the same towards that person or get even greater in showing love to that thing, right? And you have to be objective. Like I pulled the card today and it's about balance. Like, why can't you look at life at a situation as objective, right? Because doubt makes it seem like it's just a lack of understanding, right? It's a lack of understanding both sides. And that's really what fear is. It's a lack of understanding. People fear death because we've been told something about death, but people don't know we're energy, and energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transferred. So when you have that type of mentality, you look at life differently. So it's doubt is about a lack of understanding. And understand that everything works for a reason. Like I wouldn't be here talking on this YouTube in this channel if I didn't have those experiences leading up, right? Like I had doubt sitting on the bus, like I don't know how I'm gonna get paid, right? But I just kept telling myself, okay, you know what? I'm good. Like the universe got me. I'm listening to my affirmations on, you are creators. It's a great, Justin, he's super great. He has a lot of different affirmations, little videos and stuff that you can listen to, and they do work because I've noticed that, it has just put me in a more prosperity, abundance type of flow, right? So he's really good if you want to look into finding these different things, right? And I remember one time I was on the bus, I was riding home, and I didn't have I didn't physically have enough money, right? I never want to say I don't have something because it's always coming, it's here, right? My money was a little short right there. However, something told me I was hungry. I didn't want to cook, so I wanted to go to a little fast food place or whatever. And so don't judge me. I told you I'm not perfect. So I wanted Chinese food, but it wasn't open on Sundays. I didn't know it at the time. So something told me, all right, just go back and go to Subway or something. But then something just told me, hey, walk over to Taco Bell. I don't really eat Taco Bell, but, I don't know. It just told me to go to Taco Bell. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Taco Bell. I think they got the $5 box. I had that like one time on the road when I was door knocking. I liked it. So I went over there, and all of a sudden, I wanted to look to see I was just going to walk into the door, but something told me, go and look at what the little sale, whatever they were selling. And I went over there, I looked at it, and then as I was walking back, something told me to look to the ground. I looked to the ground, there goes $20. Kid you not. Now, if I would have had doubt all that time, now you could say, oh, that's a coincidence and all that, and I find money all the time. Before I started this journey, I didn't find $20 often at all. I can't even remember the last time I found money before my journey started. before I started to really call myself, I'm a money magnet, I'm a money magnet. And every time I found a penny, keeping those affirmations going and really putting that energy and feeling into it. Okay? Like, I didn't find money like that. So when I found the $20, I was like, I just thank the universe. And again, I keep saying that. Money comes in. Like, not too long ago, here's another example. I'm going to keep giving you examples to show you, like, it's real. And this is how you get rid of your doubt. You're never going to get rid of doubt. But this is how you use that doubt to grow, to force yourself to grow. Okay? And it helps you grow. And just because you might not grow when you want to, and the doubt might be beating you up a little bit, it's still all right, because that's what you need. And you will get out of it. You just had to go with the flow. So I had a moment where, not this month, but last month, I believe, sales was kind of low. And if you've ever been in sales, especially when you have commissions, sometimes you have good months, sometimes not so much, right? And we've been having a situation in terms of just getting tours and stuff like that. So as I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, okay, I have a certain amount I need to make every month so I can do what I need to do. It didn't happen, so I was a little overdrawn in my account. Like, I'm going to be real with you. Everybody act like they just got millions of dollars in their banks as a YouTube. No, I was overdrawn, and it was real. This was real life, I'm going to be real with you. It was real life. So any of y'all could testify to that, go ahead and testify in the comment section. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to do what I got to do to make sure I can eat food and do what I have to do, right? And it was a lesson in this as well, because I was just kind of more or less using money or circulating my money. I don't say spend, because spend is saying you giving it away and never to receive it again. And that's not how I live. I actually use my money, or I just give my money, or I circulate my money, right? So I didn't know what to do. I'm so serious. I really didn't, but do what I had to do, right? So I learned, excuse me, I learned just to, go in. I was having doubts. I was like, I'm abundant, but am I really abundant? I'm abundant. Am I really abundant? Like, I'm being real with y'all. So something just told me, okay, I picked up my cards and I asked, I was like, Spirit, give me a message. It's no difference than you calling on the Holy Spirit and saying, Holy Spirit, praying to God, whatever, Allah, and asking for a message. Just the same thing. So don't get creeped out by it, right? It's all the same energy. No one learns the same, okay? And that's one thing, side note. I'm a side note type of person. It doesn't matter. The message is what matters. Get over the words. Get over the labels. God, Allah, infinite intelligence, source, the universe, all this, one. It doesn't matter. We all learn differently. You don't go to school and get mad and say like, oh, they only teach one way. Well, most people do, actually. And you should get mad, because we have so many people who are kinetic type learners, where they have movement, they learn by movement. Some people are more like they have to do it. Some people are visual learners. Some people are auditorial learners. So I look at it the same way in terms of religions. Religions is nothing but expressing the essence of what we're talking about. But people have used it to condition people rather than to help them become their greater selves. So whether you call on God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, or Allah, Buddha, whoever you're calling on, just understand that it's all the same thing. And that person might learn that way, and that's what works for them. They just need to know the right interpretation of it, okay? So back to my story. So I have these cards. I asked for it, and it said the card that came out was abundance. So the universe told me just feel abundance, and I read it, and it was the best thing that ever happened, because I got to work. We're in the back of our little building before work started. And I was just talking about just my life, just talking about what I had to do. And my coworker was like, you know what, like, if you need some money, man, like, I don't have a problem, like, lending you some money. Now, at first, my first reaction was to say, no, I don't want to feel broke and all this other stuff. But that was an old paradigm. And sometimes, even as you're starting to learn, you got to realize, like, if you grew up poor or feeling poor, or had the mentality of poor, and like, you need to work on that. And it's not going to stop. Like, if you had 20 something years of thinking that way, and then now you're only 8 months into your new journey, do you really 20 years of negative thinking of poverty versus 8 months of trying to figure out how to feel prosperous? Come on now, let's be real. You see what I'm saying? It can change, but you got to be mindful of that. Again, mindfulness. So if you're mindful of these things, that helps you as well calm the doubt down. Like, you should always be telling yourself you're doing the best that you can for where you are. Because you've never had 3 years under using this process. Or maybe you haven't had 10 years under using this process, right? Like, your 10 years is going to look different from my 10 years because maybe you didn't have the hardships that I had growing up and the resistance that I built up in myself. So things might flow into your life a little bit easier, right? Than per se what I'm trying to go after. Also, our goals are different. Like, you might already know and believe in that goal that you're going for, right? Versus I might not, or somebody else might not, or I believe in this goal or not, so definitely always it goes back to being gentle with yourself. So when this doubt pops up, number one thing you need to do, be gentle with yourself. Just always self-talk, positive self-talk. Remind yourself you're doing the best that you can. The universe has your back. Think about those experiences where you overcome. Because it wasn't just by chance that you overcame whatever you did. It was you believing, knowing. That's another thing, knowing. Right? You might be, I'm still kind of in the believing / getting more to the knowing side on certain things. But you might just be in the believing stage. And believing, there's still doubt there. Knowing, there's no doubt. You know, you don't walk around every day and be like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to make I don't know if I'm going to be able to breathe the next second. Like, no, you just know it's going to happen. You're not constantly walking around worrying if your finger is going to fall off. No, it's on there. So I'm not even thinking about it. Right? Like, you have to have that mentality with this. But you're always going to need that contrast because it gives more desires to you, and also it makes you appreciate and be thankful for what you already have and where you already are. Like, that's what we need. Okay? So I definitely want to make sure that you guys understand that. Now, I wanted to actually read you this little thing because I'm going to wrap it up because I'm already at 38 minutes and I don't want to keep going too much longer. I just want to kind of read you what the little thing was that I read for myself on the abundance thing. And I don't know, it might resonate with you. Like, some just told me to read it again, my higher self. So maybe this might work for you, right? So I pulled the card and the card said abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. That's what it says on the card. And now I have the book and it says the same thing. And now it's like a little paragraph to read. And it says, always remember that you are God and God is all about creation. God says yes. The ego says no. In order to have abundance in all areas of your life, you must create the space of receiving. Receiving, look at that. And know that you are deserving of anything your heart desires. The more you can release limited thinking and worrying, which is just doubt, the more open you are receiving the infinite flow of the universe. Allow yourself to have fun when manifesting what you want in life and enjoy the process. By embracing a positive mindset, you are opening the door to unexpected abundance. It is natural to have abundance in your life, and you must realize that any thoughts of limitedness may have come from either a past life or a life condition you have chosen to overcome. They could also originate from programming that you received from the environment you grew up in and the value systems you were taught when you were young. Now is the time to begin to live with the realization that you are worthy. Hear that again. You are worthy of having abundance in every aspect of your life. When you are in the vibration of receiving, you can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. And I took that message and I resonated with that message, and I was able to finally get a friend. That coworker was able to send me money. I had another friend send me money. And everything ended up working out. So again, I'm going to tell you this. The steps were be gentle with yourself, positive self-talk, all right? That could be affirmations, constantly just telling yourself you love yourself, anything that feeds your soul. Again, what are you feeding your soul? You cannot be watching a whole bunch of negative television and all this other stuff and think that you're going to manifest what you desire, because 90% of their time is based off of negative and gossip stuff, and then 10% you trying to, you read an affirmation for 2 minutes and you think you're supposed to be a billionaire tomorrow. It's not how it works, okay? It's just not how it works. So again, I thank you for joining me, taking this new approach to become a better person. Hopefully this was helpful and just focused on not so much the things that you can get, but really growing as a person. Growth is the process. That's the beauty of this thing, y'all. This is the beauty, okay? I want y'all to understand that. I'm going to keep preaching that to you guys and keep teaching and keep trying to show you that, like, I'm loving who I'm turning into. I love who I am right now. And so you should be focused on that, because once you focus on that, man, I'm telling you, all the rest is going to come. I already know it. My life is beautiful. I don't care like what the conditions outside say. Like, I know my life is beautiful and I can change it, and I'm learning more and more, and I'm getting better every day. And you are too. You're awesome. You're awesome sauce. All right. So go ahead. Have a wonderful day, a blessed day, a beautiful day. You are prosperous. You are loved. And if you need coaching services, again, it's in the link. If you want to give a love offering or a donation to the thing, my Cash App is there. If you just want to email me to ask questions, you could leave them in the comment section, or you could just email me where the coaching thing and just ask me questions. That's perfectly fine. Instagram, I'm on Instagram, but I kind of use it like a visualization board more so than actually posting. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. It's Ernest Ward T. It's just my whole name with my middle initial at the end. And you can go ahead and follow me there, because I will start to, the more and more I start to do this and get better at it and things of that nature, I am going to start to post more on my social media of just different things that I might want to say, little quick tips, or, read something out loud or things of that nature. But I really don't want people so invested in me per se, but the message. And that's kind of why you don't see my face, and it's just you're listening to my voice, because I really want you to get the message more so than fall in love with the person. I love the fact that you guys probably could show me love, but yeah, definitely. So again, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you on the next podcast. So thank you, and subscribe, please, and share, likes. All right? Have a wonderful day. Bye.